Hello. So today let's talk about the stress pain connection, how stress and anxiety can lead to neck, head, and jaw pain. Now, as an executive mom, when you're constantly on the go between juggling your career and your family needs, stress may often be a part of your daily life. Now, but what if this mental load or these stresses are doing more than just exhausting you mentally? They actually can manifest physically and they can create tension, physical tension or pain in your jaw, in your head and neck and shoulder areas. So in today's video, we're going to discuss how exactly does this happen and what can you do about it. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck, and nerve pain despite low energy levels and brain fog, or the mommy brain as it sometimes is called. And I do this by giving you simple exercises, some easy lifestyle modifications, some tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. Now, those of you who are familiar know adrenal fatigue has a lot of symptoms, but the two main ones I had were low energy levels and lack of focus or brain fog. And when you have these two, it is very, very difficult to manage your aches and pains or discomfort in your body. Now, it's not impossible. I've been there, done that. So here I am talking about the things that have helped me in the hope that they would help you too. Now, I do all of this without taking away a big chunk of your time because here we are moms, we are busy people. So let's get into the topic for today, which is the stress pain connection, how stress and anxiety can lead to head, neck, and jaw pain. Now, stress and anxiety can cause that real physical tension and it can build up really without you even realizing that it is. So if you've been waking up with a sore jaw or tight shoulders, a stiff neck, your body might be holding on to that emotional stress in a very physical way. So let's talk more about this. So first thing what happens is, have you seen somebody who's stressed? When people are stressed, they are always their breathing is always shallow and rapid. Now they rely heavily on their neck and this upper chest muscles. Now, when we are breathing in normal circumstances in everyday life, we use our diaphragm, which is a big muscle that sits right under your lungs. That is a big mushroom shaped muscle. It is sitting under the lungs. So when you breathe in, and your lungs expand, the diaphragm moves down. When the diaphragm moves back up, because that's what a muscle does, it contracts and it relaxes. So when it contracts back, your lungs are pressed together, as in basically your lungs, that expansion that has happened, the lungs let go of the air, you expel the air out, right? Simple thing. So you're breathing in, lungs are expanding, diaphragm's moving down, diaphragm moves back up, the lungs compress, and you breathe out. Okay, so in simple English, that's what happens. Now, when we are stressed, when you're in a stressful situation or when you're running, you need more than just the diaphragm to support your breathing. So usually these muscles around the neck, the upper chest, they are not supposed to move in normal circumstances. But when you're in a stressful situation, when you need that extra oxygen into your lungs, you start to use these muscles. So if you are always stressed, these muscles are being used in your neck, around your jaw, and your shoulder, upper back, upper chest, and back area. Now, when that is constantly, these muscles are constantly switched on while they don't have the capacity to be constantly in a contracted state, they will obviously, then pain is created in this area. So shallow breathing also reinforces this jaw clenching, and of course it can lead to jaw pain, because if you've seen somebody who's stressed, they usually will be clenching their jaws. Not always, but most people do. So, what can you do about it? Now, practice some deep breathing, some deep belly breathing. I'll show you how to do that for just 2 to 3 minutes, a few times every day, whenever you can remember it, especially before high stress meetings or those busy evenings, or when you get back home and there's so much to do with your house chores and your kids, etc. So, for belly breathing, What you can do is think of your diaphragm on the, okay, let me just show you here, on the lower end of your rib cage. This is where my last few ribs are sitting. So if I put my hands here, so make sure your shoulders are not up. If I just put my hands across to give it that feedback, and I breathe into the diaphragm. So basically, a couple of this is like the upper belly, right where your upper tummy, upper part of your abdominal start. So at the lower end of your rib cage, right under your lungs. So that is where you're going to try and do some breathing. Of course, initially your chest or your abdominals, like lower abdominal area, the tummy area, might come into the breathing, but it's okay as long as you specifically focus on your diaphragmatic or your belly breaths. Now, another thing you can do is a posture reset. Now, what exactly is a posture reset? Is you can do some gentle chin nods and you can align your ears over your shoulder. Now, what that means is if you have a pen, just one second, I've got a pencil right here. So I am looking at a point in front of me now. If you look at my chin here, when I tilt this pencil down, so the tip of the pencil is suppose at 0 degrees horizontal from my eyes. When I tilt it down by about 5 to 10 degrees and I look at it, you see my jaw, how it goes into a 5 to 10 degrees of a nod. So this chin nod is what puts your cervical spine or your neck, the vertebrae in your neck, in a neutral alignment. That is the happy position of your cervical spine. So doing those chin nods is helpful. There are many other things that you can do for a posture reset. So what I've done is I have written a blog on this topic, which is called How Does Stress and Anxiety Create Physical Tension or Pain in Your Head, Neck, and Jaw? And in that blog, um, I have talked about posture resets, how you can do them. You can also watch this video, which tells you if you are sitting in a good posture, like you're not slouching, you don't have the forward head posture, and you've got the chin nod and everything else going. So, I will leave a link to that blog in the description of this video. If you're watching me on Instagram, the link is in my bio. If you can't find it, or really you're busy, you can't be bothered to look for it, leave a comment below or message me and I will send it across to you. All right, so moving on, where were we? Yeah, chin nod and posture resets. Another thing that happens is when you are stressed mentally, there are some unconscious habits that we tend to develop, like I said, clenching of the jaw, teeth grinding, or even slouching at the shoulder, right? Without you even realizing it. Now, what happens is because of that, those micro tensions build up in your neck, your shoulder, and your jaw muscles, and these areas stay locked up, or they stay in that contracted state or the tense state even when you're sleeping. And sleep is a time where you should be completely relaxed so that your body can do all the healing and pain relief that it's meant to do. So this contracted state or this tension in these areas can lead to morning stiffness and discomfort. So what can you do about it? If you're one of those who does this jaw clenching, or you tend to shrug up your shoulders, or you tend to slouch when you're stressed, or you're so into your work that you don't realize because you are mentally stressed, um, set small reminders to do a posture check-in, the posture resets that we had talked about. So you do a check-in throughout the day. You can do a post-it notes, you can get somebody else to remind you, or you can just pop up reminders, put pop-up reminders on your laptop or your phone. Relax your jaws, unclench your teeth, lower your shoulders. So, or you can just do simple neck movements, side to side, looking over your shoulders like you're doing a shoulder check, and moving your jaw open, close, side to side. So basically, just some mobility routine for your neck and shoulder rolls. So, neck and shoulder and jaw area, so that the tensions don't build up. So, these are just simple exercises that you can do. Now, if you are interested in these exercises, I have a free video guide which is called Quick and Easy Desk Based Exercises to Avoid Spinal and Joint Pain. Obviously, it helps with nerve pain too. Now, these are simple, easy exercises that can be done in under 2 to 3 minutes while you're sitting at your desk, and or you're sitting at your, in the comfort of your house. It takes you through exercises starting from your neck down to your toes. So I have again left the link to that free video guide in the blog that I spoke about. That's written on the same topic. Of course, I will leave link to that blog in the description of this video. Now, by taking these small intentional steps to manage your daily stress, you can break that cycle of tension and the stress that builds up, right? So that stress and stress pain connection can actually be broken and you can stop that cycle. However, it does take a bit of consistency. It does take a bit of reminding yourself. So it's not supposed to be something very complicated. Really, you don't need very complicated solutions to these situations. You can do with simple, easy solutions as well. Alrighty, so that's all I had for you today. If you have any questions, any comments, drop them below and I will pick it up and I will try my best to answer them for you. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.